It's Christian from YGO Nordic. Today I'm bringing you the second round of the Extravaganza tournament here from the Nordic YGO. And we're going to see Unchained against Dinosaurs. So we're going to see Dino go first. Set 1, activate Lost World. Normal summon Misk. Gets a token to his opponent. It seems like the Unchained player just passed on nothing. Otherwise, there's no battle phase for this to happen. Okay, that's very interesting. I thought the deck was a little bit brittle, but I did not know it was this bad. Okay. So activates Droll and Damage Step. That's definitely not legal. But his opponent doesn't call him out on it, so that's interesting. Okay, goes main phase 2, goes Misk Effect. He's probably thinking, because the Archosaur play doesn't really work, so he's just going to go Dullcap pass. Okay, so let's see what the Unchained player can do now that he's had a full turn to replenish his hand. He's going to normal summon the water, and his opponent seems to be thinking. Now, I do believe they target the Unchained cards, so he might have some trouble with Lost World, but don't quote me on it. I might be wrong. Okay, so he's going to crash his own monster. Yeah, he crashes his own monster and attempts to activate it. Then Dulka negates, and then he passes. Then he goes Misk Effect. His opponent chains Ash. He chains Dulka, so Misk resolves. Summons Baby. Normal summons Archosaur. Pops the Baby. Baby summons out Oviraptor. And he has a pill in hand. So he sends a Giant Rex, getting ready for another rank 4 play once he resolves that pill. Sorry for that voice crack. That was terrible. Okay, so he's linking off him into Lambda. So he might have Gamma in his hand in case his opponent has Nibiru or something similar. Okay, so we're summoning the Conductor, getting the Rex, making the... Oh, wow. Double Conductor and Dulka and Lambda. Still protecting with Lost World, just a flex, I guess. But yeah, it should be more than enough anyway. So we're going to see the Dino player take the first game of the match. Yeah, very, very strange match. The Unchained player just passed on nothing, and then, yeah, Lost World was just live in the battle phase. I assume the Dino player probably does prefer to go second anyway, especially against like non-combo decks that can like pseudo FTK him. So this is, yeah, very, very strange. Very strange. But yeah, he definitely there was definitely a big choke point in that game where the Droll that was activated in Damage Step. That's definitely what drew the game out longer than it had to. But I think it would have probably had the same outcome at least. So we're going to see the Dino player go first, activate Extravagance. Now, both players should be a little wary about removing their hands from the screen. I'm not throwing any accusations because I know it's a very, very easy thing to accidentally do. But do remember, if you're partaking in remote locals, your hands have to be visible on the camera at all times to avoid any cheating. Okay, so he's going to make Conductor, normal Oviraptor, send Misk, banish Misk, summon Archosaur, not use Archosaur, and make Lambda and pass. Okay, that's very strange. So he activates the Unchained Search card, gets the Fire, sets 1, attempts to activate the Fire to pop, and then gets Gamut, which I do believe will trigger the second effect of the Unchained monster. Or I suppose not. Okay, so he gets Conducted on his normal summon, sets another card, and passes. Yeah, and they remember to banish the Gamma. Okay, so he attacks with Lambda, and I assume he attacks directly with Conductor afterwards. Or his monster triggers Engrave to summon a Fiend. My mistake. So yes, so this one has a quick effect to pop a card. So he pops his Unchained Trap, and I cannot remember what this particular one does. It summons another Unchained when popped. Now this one, when it's special summoned, it discards a card to pop a monster. Unfortunately, we are in a card. Unfortunately, we're in battle phase, so his opponent cannot chain Misk to try to defend his Conductor. So that'll be huge, clearing the Conductor off the board. Then he activates the second Unchained trap to pop one of his monsters and one of his opponent monsters. Or sorry, the same trap, but the first effect of it. And then he summons another Unchained. So one of his monsters in the grave got the Soul of Disaster, got Dedicrowed. Then he makes Rage, which is, I believe it's the one that link summons with your opponent's monsters on their turn. So he passes it back to the Dino player. He activates Lightning Storm. Now when it dies, it adds back an Unchained monster from grave to hand. Now the Dino player has one card in hand, no Misk in grave, so he's thinking, normal summons Misk. Wow, okay. I guess you want it in the grave anyway, if you have no other fodder, so there's like not a resource loss from summoning it, so you might as well just start punching. Okay, so the Unchained player summoning Samara, I believe it's called, then popping the Misk with the soul, with the, not the Soul of Disaster, I forgot what it's called, but the one that special summons, and then on summon it pops a card by discarding. Okay, so we're gonna see game 2 go to the Unchained player, and we're going to game 3. Now the Unchained player is the Dino player was very fast in his side decking. Okay, so both players getting ready, just pile shuffling, making sure everything's randomized. Now, the Dino player might be playing some mind games here. He might be trying to go first in game 3 to just set up more interruptions than his opponent can deal with. But we'll see. Okay, so the Dino player did make the Unchained player go first. So the Unchained player is activating the search spell for the Unchained archetype. Setting 1, activating the fire to pop it, and then the effect of the Unchained trap to special another Unchained. Then normal summoning, I think it's called Samara, and banishing the trap. Unsure. Oh, sorry, he got Dedicrowed on the trap. My mistake. Not sure why though. So he pops the red to summon out the big one, and then makes Rage, and then sets 1 and passes. So he has the effect to link off one of his opponent's monsters, and he has a set card. So his opponent goes Extravagance for 6. Gonna draw some cards. Now the Unchained player, it seems, only has 1 card in hand. So he gets Kaiju'd on the Rage, and very, very smart of the players to have like a placeholder card for Kaiju's and similar things. Then he goes Lightning Storm, pops the monster. And it seems like oh wow, is that gonna be it? Yeah, that's the end of the match, because the Dino player unfortunately disconnected, which is a game loss. So a game loss in game 3, kind of a sad way to end it, but it's unfortunately the only way to deal with these sort of situations, because otherwise, you know, the camera goes off for 10 seconds and then whoop-de-doo, you have Exodia in your hand. Like, the only way to prevent cheating is just to be very consequent with punishing things that may or may not be the player's fault. But unfortunately, that's going to be it for the Dino player. So the match goes to the Unchained player for having more stable internet. So yeah, good match though. Very interesting start to it, but I'll see you in the next video.